dude. He's that dude. He's that dude, and we're those dudes. Welcome back to the SEC. It is a Man Up Monday. That is the redoubtable one himself, the Swami himself, Thomas J. Izzo, the regular season champion record-wise, again in a landslide, and in a bending over of the bending overs, fantasy football champion. First time in, first time winner. What can you do? Sometimes you wake up, the birds are singing. There you go. So anyway,
sometimes it happens. You got a horseshoe up your anus.
Sometimes you got to roll with it.
Hey, roll with it. I mean, you don't give it back.
What did Kevin Costner say in Bull Durham? Never fuck with a winning streak.
Right.
Don't fuck.
You just ride
it.
Just ride it.
Ride it, because they don't happen very often.
Right.
And Costner was right. So you gotta milk them. And this boy's milking it like you read about. God bless. Anyway.
I mean, whole milk, vitamin D.
Oh yeah. There's no lactose. No. Not happening. Not happening. Anyway, this is ID. Those who I did this great. Segment 1. We are in the midst of the Purple People Eaters are on bum blast alert here as the Rams are trying to put in another one before the half. They are currently up 17-3.
Minnesota appears stunned.
They are stunned. The Rams came out on that first drive, and of course Stafford was throwing lasers, fucking laser show, boom, boom, boom. And they were up 7-0, and then they go 3 and out. Rams come down again. Ooh. Oh no! Ooh. And there is is that a tight end? Who is that?
They were stunned. Maybe one punch from a knockout. I don't know. That might have been. I thought there were 2 punches from a knockout.
They may have been just knocked out.
But damn, 24-3 is
It's
rough.
now 24-3, but 23 penny the extra point. That was on a 4th down. They didn't need to go for it. Tom and I both look at each other. Why now? When you have solo time and a half and you get the ball, as the Vikings were getting 17-3 is doable. 24-3, right. I don't know.
17-3, you score 1 touchdown, and
you're in.
And you're one score down.
Take the second half kickoff. You've got a good offense. You're 17-10. You're right where you want to be. This was the thing about, and we said this on, and we picked these games. My hang up about this guy was I thought he was a good coach, but he hasn't been in this situation too many times.
Did say that.
And McVay has been to 2 Super Bowls and won 1, so he's way more experienced. And this was
and Stafford versus Darnold, which is the other thing you said.
So I'm like, this is
they had the coaching and the QB,
and this is why I picked them to win this game. And
that
I thought it would be,
playoffs.
But I thought it would be close. Right now, it's not even close. And I don't know that this may have been to his point the knockout punch because this coach wet himself. Were they on the 39-yard line when he did this?
Yeah.
Tell him what happened. If you didn't see it, tell him what happened.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay. So here's what happened. So they're down 1 score, right? It's 10-3. Darnold's got the ball. He gets sacked. They run it back for a scoop and score. Mm-hmm. Now it's 17-3.
Yeah, 17-3.
Okay.
Not much time left in the half.
No, not much time. Like they were driving towards the end of the half. I mean, they could have tied the game. But anyway, scoop and score. Now it's 17-3. I guess 3 plays later, the Vikings have the ball back. They go for it 4th and 2 at their own 39 and get stopped.
Didn't need to do that.
And then the Rams turn it into another 7.
Yeah.
So you went from 10-3, you have the ball with a few minutes left, to 24-3.
With 11 seconds to go.
God.
And he's probably going to kneel on this.
If they get up from this, I'll respect the hell out of them, but I don't see it happening.
This is the thing about this was up to his point. This looks like a panic move from the inexperienced coach who thinks the game is slipping away and he's not realizing, look, 17-3, it could be a lot worse. You're not playing.
They were close enough.
Yeah, like you get the ball to start the second half. To his point, he said, 1 touch, just go down and get a touchdown. 17-10. You're okay.
Boom.
You're in the game. It's a game. This was a
And now it's a matter of getting a stop.
Yeah, that's it. Now you're down 3 scores.
Yeah.
I mean, now you've put yourself in a position where you can't make a mistake.
I feel bad for Darnold.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him do well.
And again, they may come out and put up 21 points because they have that kind of offense. But are they going to stop these guys who right now look like they're healthy and dangerous? Thigbee's back. The tight end, by the way, he's going to catch him in the first drive. Oh, my God, this guy. And so, yeah, the Rams are...
Tyler Higbee,
the tight end. He'd been out for a while. He's back, and he looks... Yeah. So the Rams are as healthy as they've been in a couple of years. And it's showing right now.
Dude, you know what sucks about this for the Vikings and for Sam Darnold is that I feel like this could be a blemish for him. Fair or unfair? I don't know. Maybe I think kind of fair. If this was a complete wedding on his part,
well,
I think the Vikings would be much quicker to say, well, we have J.J. McCarthy.
strip sacks aren't as bad as interceptions. He hasn't, I think, thrown a pick, but he's got 2 strip sacks or 1. So I don't know. And again, that he got blindsided. The guy came free, and then again.
But there's also that notion of it's not always interceptions and turnovers. Sometimes guys are scared to throw the ball in big moments.
Look, if he comes out in the second half and they say they lose, but he throws 2 touchdowns and no picks, and all right, he didn't fold.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see how he reacts. I mean, look, this is really his first time here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can't crush a guy in his first playoff game ever on the road in a hostile. I mean, you can't against a team with the veterans and the championship pedigree of the Rams. They're not just playing any team. They're playing one of the teams that won a Super Bowl in the last 5 years.
That's so weird. What's so weird about Sam Darnold? It seems like he's been in the league so long, but you're right. He really doesn't have a ton of experience because he's never had a extended stay as a QB.
No, he's never had any weapon that resembled this. Nothing close.
Not many people do.
No, but still, look what he threw 40 touchdown passes. I'd say he responded accordingly.
He had a great season.
And they won 14 games. Most people said they'd be lucky to win 8. Trust me on that, because everybody was picking Detroit and Green Bay. No one saw this coming from Minnesota. No. So this kid overachieved already. You can't. I mean, he'd have to throw 6 picks for me to, because I've given the year that he's had. So anyway. But in terms of the weekend, I thought that we were wrong about the Houston Texans. That defense for the first time in a long time looked like that defense that they were talking about in preseason. They got after this.
So do you put the turnovers more on the defense or more on Herbert?
One was unequivocally him.
And one was also his receiver.
Yeah, one was there was one that's kind of 50-50. But the point is that defense dominated them all over the field. I mean, McConkey, or the kid from Georgia, is the only one that had a pulse. So
did one go through McConkey's hands?
I think one did, actually. I think he was one of them.
So that's 2 then. Yeah. Because the big guy, Telly or Tellis.
Yeah, he was the first one.
That was bad.
Yeah. So look, and again, the Texans, remember, preseason, everyone was lauding the Texans, not just because of adding Stephon Diggs, but the defense. Well, the defense was kind of hibernating for the past couple of months. They woke up. And if they're going to play defense like that, they have a shot against anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to, I'm not saying that Herbert couldn't have played better. Of course he could have. But I don't.
Herbert threw 4 picks?
4.
Yeah.
God. So, and again, if your quarterback throws 4
Didn't
picks.
Sunshine throw 4 picks?
He did, then he threw 4 touchdowns in the second half.
He threw 4 picks. They were down, what, like 27-0 or 28-0?
He threw a touchdown before the half. So it was like 28-7.
That's right.
And then he threw 5 touchdowns and 4 picks. And it was the last time Sunshine looked like Sunshine.
Yeah. Man, what a tale of 2 halves.
Yeah, and but that's what can happen in the NFL. And by the way, I know it's 24-3, but the Vikings have an offense capable of doing this. Whether or not they will or not, it won't be for lack of talent. They actually have an offense that could do what we just talked about.
Well, dude, I felt like in a couple games yesterday, and the Texans-Chargers games was one of them. The score was about to get out of hand. I think it was a 2-score game. And the team down scored a touchdown. So Green Bay did it when Josh Jacobs had that fucking 20-yard run.
That was a man
when he
run.
just fucking
that was one of those. That's a man
yeah.
run. That's an Earl Campbell.
Where he takes it from like the 23 down.
That's a John Riggins.
That's
a Riggo.
That was tough fucking.
That's a Jim Brown. Like, we're just going to, no, I'm going to run over. That's a Derrick Henry. I'm going to run.
Marshawn Lynch.
I'm going to run over all of you.
You guys are coming along for the ride.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to run. There was one guy, he literally ran over and he looked like he was under a truck.
Dude, so that was a moment in the Green Bay game where I was like, holy shit, they're within a score. Like, this is a game.
16-10 in the third quarter.
And then, and the same thing happened to the Chargers because they got down by a couple scores. And then remember he connected with McConkey on that, like, what was that, an 80-yard pass play?
Yeah.
Right down the middle?
Yep.
And you're like, okay, like, this game isn't out of reach.
It's not out of reach.
And then,
the wheels fell off.
Absolute explosion.
Yeah, just
Diarrhea Jones and the Diaper of Doom.
Yeah. And the diaper had no chance. The diaper was doomed.
The diaper was going Kalimad,
Yeah,
Shakti.
when the diaper was doomed. Okay,
Not the Temple of Doom.
No,
the diaper of Doom.
And this was a one doomed diaper.
Indiana Jones was not there.
No, Diarrhea Jones was.
Diarrhea Jones was there.
So, in any event, those games,
it was weird. It was like
Philly. I really thought that Green Bay Philly game, when it was 16, I'm like, all right, here we go. This is going to be what we thought it was.
Yes.
And then it just, that's frustrating.
Love throws that pick, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's frustrating. And
that was a bad pick. The one where the linebacker dropped into coverage.
Here's the thing that I didn't realize. And again, it was 16-10.
I know. When he scored
Green
that
Bay
touchdown.
was having success running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They only ran the ball 18 times the whole game. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Rex Ryan and
that's unbelievable.
Damian Woody were yelling about that.
Yeah,
today.
how are you? They were averaging like 7 yards a carry. Like,
Dude,
why are you
remember
not running
that
the ball?
run where Jacob scored the touchdown?
Yeah.
How do you not just keep doing that?
I don't know. There is nothing more. You know this, and again, Baltimore did it to Pittsburgh. There is nothing more demoralizing than a team lining up and just bending you over 13 plays in a row. We're just gonna run it right down your fucking throat, and you're not gonna do a damn thing about it. Yeah. Trust me, any football player will tell you this. There is nothing more than if you're not on that defense watching that happen to your defense. Like, oh my God, they can't. They're just running them over because you're literally running them over, and that's what Baltimore did to Pittsburgh. At one point, Baltimore said, "You know what? We're done with you." You just ran them over. Just ran them over, bent them over. It was awful. I mean, it was a double bum blasting, and Derrick Henry. Oh my God, Derrick Henry bitch slapped some guy and knocked him on the ground.
That was the game that was never a game.
Never again. No.
That was the only one.
And by the way, what didn't happen? Where was Justin Fields?
Yeah.
Where was he? We said it probably wasn't going to happen. And that's why.
But what I've heard some people say is that Russell Wilson played well.
Statistically speaking, he was 20 for 27. He threw for 230 something. He threw two touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked 4 times, but that's more the line than anything else.
Even if a couple are on him.
Yeah, but he didn't play bad. But I'm saying that they only scored 14 points. They needed to score
against
30.
The Ravens?
They needed to score 30 to have a chance. You're not the way their offense was set up. They weren't scoring 30 points. He didn't have a turnover. They only scored 14. There was no trickery. There was no creativity. There was no threat of anything. Yeah. There was no fake 23 bum blast with the backside Georgie. There was none of that. Yeah. None of it. And we said if that didn't happen, they had no chance.
There was no creativity.
Nothing. So is anyone surprised this morning? No. And the thing that I'm laughing about is, look, I'm not normally one to defend Mike Tomlin because he lost me when he tripped some guy in a game when he ran outside, tripped like a guy. I'll forever that to me, you're done as a coach when that happens. That's just downright dirty pool. But anyway, people are blaming Mike Tomlin. I'm like, everybody knew going in they were going to lose this game. Yeah. Like, no one predicted the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game.
Personnel-wise, they were losing that game.
People were wondering if they'd keep it close. No one believed in the quarterbacks. No one thought, other than Pickens is a child. He's just a child. He did it again after the game when they're talking about building rapport with the quarterbacks for next season or whatever. He's a child. So what about Pittsburgh? Mike Tomlin doesn't run the draft room. And
he doesn't?
No, he does not.
Do you think he has input?
I'm sure he has some input, but I don't. To me,
you feel like this is a front office issue, not a coaching issue.
I think other than wide receivers, what are they in terms of drafting? They don't have the pieces, and they don't have enough. They don't have enough weapons in the passing game either right now. They let DeAndre Johnson go. They didn't want to pay him. They had 2 number ones just a year and a half ago. Yeah. And to go from 2 to 1 with no quarterback is not going to take a step back from that. You can't take away a Pro Bowl caliber weapon and not replace it, and it doesn't affect the quarterback. I mean, so to me, that's the one-off when it doesn't happen, because normally it does. So why are we surprised? I don't care who the quarterback was. So
it's a foul.
Anyway, as we're talking about this, Thomas has the Knicks and Adani. What's the score?
It's 116-114. Knicks have the ball. Oh, God, Brunson.
They're playing Detroit, who is better than people.
Brunson, you can't be lazy at this
This Detroit Pistons team, this is the best they've looked in years, decades maybe, since Grant Hill. They are 20-19, and they've beaten some people.
Well, no, since after Grant Hill.
They haven't. When were they good after Grant Hill? Oh,
when they won the
014,
titles.
the 01 title.
I thought they won 2. No, they won 2.
They won 2. No, they won 1. They only have 3 world championships. 2 with the bad boys.
Seriously?
Yeah, they only won 1 with that team.
Chauncey Billups didn't win 2?
He won 1. That's
Damn.
it. In 04. So.
Who'd they beat? The Lakers?
They beat the Lakers with that star-studded band.
Did they go multiple times? I could have sworn.
remember.
Damn, I thought they
only got
1.
Anyway, they they being the Pistons haven't been a blip in 20 years, really. You know, if we're being honest. So
Knicks are in a Donnie
right now with a team that is not that bad. And again, I can say that because last night the fucking Celtics. Oh my God! I mean, if anyone defending Joe Mazzulla at this point, you're a pink hat. You're a fucking pink hat. You're the same fans that go to the Red Sox games right back just to stand and sing "Sweet Caroline" at the 7th inning. Like nobody gives a fuck. Okay. But donkeys that do that, and most of the time it's women. And okay, that's women. They're having their wine. Okay, fine. But men do that shit. You're a sample. You're a sample if you do that, honestly. And nothing against Neil Diamond. He's amazing. But honestly, if your sole purpose
you hate that tradition.
It wasn't always a tradition. It wasn't always a tradition.
When did it come?
I was an adult when it started. I was in college. That wasn't that
now
way.
They do it at several ballparks.
That wasn't my as a kid. That they didn't do that shit. And again, Neil Diamond's amazing. I get it, but come on. And
were they just trying to make a moment?
They were trying to get fans, and they got we call them the Pink Hats. And they're women with the pink Red Sox hats. They buy the pink Red Sox hat, and they go to the Sweet Caroline. And that's all well and good if you're a female, but if you're a man who's supposed to be a diehard fan of these, no, you can't be backing Joe Mazzulla right now. Last night, I mean, you know what they said after the game? The puff pieces in Boston. Resilient Celtics battle back. I'm like, resilient Celtics? They're playing the worst fucking team in the league. And by the way, we're 100% healthy. Everybody play. You know, Tatum, again, they shot fucking 45 bricks. They hit like 13. Like, what the fuck you doing? Just donkishness.
They were 13 for 45 from the 3?
Yeah.
God.
They're awful. And Tatum takes more. Tatum, this is the thing. Tatum had 38 points and 11 rebounds, and he could have iced it. This is the worst part. Not only were they in a game with this team, but Tatum, they're up 3 points. Okay, He goes to the line.
I texted you this.
He misses both free throws. Well, I saw the replay of it this morning. I'm like, oh my God, what an embarrassment. And it actually became where they got the ball with a chance to win it.
Well, because he misses the 2 free throws. Yeah. Celtics end up fouling on their possession. So the Pelicans make both their free throws. Y'all are up 1 with the ball. Call a timeout. Out of the timeout, they get a 5-second violation.
Just embarrassing.
So with 6 seconds left, the Pelicans got the ball, and they got a fucking bunny off.
This is how bad this league, or how far this league has fallen. I'm going to say this very slowly. And you will not meet a bigger Celtics fan than the guy talking to you right now. This league has fallen so far. The defending world champs on their own floor got a 5-second call. That is got to be
out of a timeout.
Out of a timeout that they called. So they called timeout
with a timeout.
They set up
to call.
They set up a play.
And they still had more timeouts.
And they had more timeouts. They could have called another timeout to avoid the 5-second.
Derek White said he did call it.
Sure. Like,
whatever play was drawn up.
Am I inclined to believe anything that any Celtic says right now, given what I keep watching? No, I'm not. They've lost 7 home games to 7 donkey teams. They're like all 500 or below. So if they're above 500 or play it, fine. But no, none of them were that.
Bridges just hit a 3 to pull them within 1.
Who, the Knicks?
118, 117, yeah.
Oh, to Donnie. How much time?
Minute 19.
Yeah. So don't talk to me. Wake me up in the playoffs. I'm not talking about the Celtics again. I don't care. I'm fucking sick of them.
Dude, the Knicks last night beat the Bucks by 30. Tonight,
back to back, tired.
That's true.
Playing a pretty good team. You don't like the Pistons, but they're a pretty good team.
You have been telling me they're good.
They gave the Celtics fits twice, so it can't be a fluke.
Oh, they call the moving screen.
Come on, man. You know the rule.
God damn it.
I don't know.
It It depends how they've been calling it all night.
He did get an elbow, whatever that was, a shoulder to the
pop him a
face.
little
Yeah,
bit.
he gave him a little bit of a pop.
It was an unnecessary screen. God, Sam Darnold looks a mess. He looks a mess.
Speaking of a mess, this was supposed to be about the NFL playoffs, and now we're talking about the NBA.
Well, it's a Donnie.
Total mess.
It's a Donnie.
This set's a mess. You're a mess. I'm a mess. This whole place is a mess.
Oh, man, we just gave up a fucking 3.
The Knicks are a mess.
God damn it.
That's terrible.
Take him to the hole. Oh, shit.
Donnie Ho. He did. Oh, and one. They didn't know foul.
No, they'll call shit for him.
How much time? 25, 26 seconds?
29. Oh, they're playing it straight?
They're down 2. You don't get a foul.
But you've got to get a stop.
Yeah, you don't get a foul.
You need a stop.
But
Who's going to nut up and stop?
It's nut up time.
Mikal Bridges, don't back down. Switch that.
That's an off. Oh.
Whoa. They double team off.
Gamble.
Open 3.
Extra
Other
pass.
open 3. It's in.
Wow.
That's the game.
The Pistons.
Oh, this guy's shaking his ass on their court. Come on, man.
That's terrible. Oh my God, Donald is a mess. That was a half year. That throw was terrible.
Dude, this guy's kissing to the crowd. You guys are you're about to be 2 games over 500. You fucking douche.
That throw by Sam Darnold was
terrible.
Yeah, terrible. Worst throw I've seen him make in a while.
Knicks just got punked on their home.
He had a guy open. He threw it 2 feet. They're in the wrong direction. Lucky it wasn't picked. But the guy might still be running. He threw it where he was supposed to.
So much for getting the ball coming out of halftime.
I think that ship sailed.
This game's over.
I think that Viking ship has sailed. Yeah. Anyway, but thank God for last night.
Pretty sure J.J. McCarthy's starting next year.
As disheartening as the Philly game was, and Denver Buffalo, by the way, Denver comes out, throws a haymaker on the first drive. All right, here we go. No.
Dude, but they were down 7 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
I know.
It was a fucking game.
It was a game. No.
It was just like the Charger game and just like the fucking Packer game.
It's like all of a sudden someone went like this and pulled the rug out.
It was like, hey guys, we wanted to just make you feel good for a few quarters. Now we're gonna get to it.
I don't, but I would say that in this opening weekend so far, the Baltimore Ravens have looked the most impressive so far. The Rams are playing pretty well right now. Give them that, but Baltimore just bent Pittsburgh over. That was a woodshed beating. When you get outrushed by 270 yards, you got beat down. 41 time possession, 41 to 18. That's a beat down. Okay, I don't care what the score says. That's a beat down.
What game was that?
That was the Steelers Ravens. But Denver did hang with Buffalo for 3 quarters. But then to his point, just like some of these other games, there's like, what the fuck just happened? Like someone flipped a switch. So all of a sudden it was over. And thankfully Sunday night that did not happen. That was a hell of a football game. And that's one of what sucks about that game is that, because I like both those teams this year. I'm so happy for Baker Mayfield. And Baker being Baker, he took the blame for this. I don't know that it was all on him because I thought he played really well except for one mistake. He made one bad mistake. And Jaden Daniels, damn, that kid doesn't play like a rookie. He doesn't. He plays like a 5-year, 6-year vet. And that was a back and forth fucking Donnie of a Donnie. And Mike Evans played like the Hall of Famer he is. And I mean, there was a lot of pretty cool stuff happening on that field. But at the end, to Washington does prevail. 2020 on a 37-yard. They called it the doink this morning. Hits the inside upright. I mean, Washington's. This is the thing about Washington. If you think about some of the wins they've had this year, counting what happened last night, they've kind of had a team of destiny kind of feel to them,
or a team of luck. I mean, they've won on the last possession. I think 5 in a row now, or maybe 6 in a row.
They have,
and it started with the Hail Mary.
Is it luck or is it destiny? Because when it happens 6 times in a row, I don't know if you're lucky anymore.
Well, I think it's both. You got to have luck to sometimes for, things to fall into place and get in a spot like this. But they're good, and they've got an attitude about them.
They do. And they've got a quarterback who makes you think that no obstacle No, nothing can be is beyond their grasp.
I really wish they were going to Philly this weekend.
I would love to see that
Because,
I was just thinking that.
Philly and whoever wins this game, I don't care about that game.
Well,
Philly's going to win it.
I don't know. I think the Rams would give Philly a hard time.
I hope you're right. I don't think they would. Though.
The Rams can rush the passer. They look at their defense is not bad, and they've
at this point, the two teams that could give Philly a say.
But hold on,
is Washington and Detroit.
I don't think so because I think the Rams have two things that those two teams don't have.
What?
They have a Super Bowl winning quarterback and coach. Trust me, this going to play in Philly is no. This isn't something that the Rams haven't seen.
Yeah, but the Eagles have a Super Bowl playing. And
I thought the Eagles got away with one on Sunday because I'll tell you right now, Green Bay shut them down. They did.
I mean, what did Saquon have 100 yards?
About that, they kept him in check. He didn't kill them.
That's impressive.
He didn't kill them. Their quarterback killed them.
Dude,
Love killed them.
You know what? Also,
and I don't think Matthew Stafford will make those mistakes.
Did you go back and look at that fucking turnover at the beginning of that game?
That was bad.
Did you see it?
I did. After you had texted me, I looked at it.
Because here's the thing.
That's terrible.
There's certain angles that don't show you how obvious it was that he recovered the ball.
Yeah.
But on Get Up, or no, it was, what's the one with Greenberg?
Let's Get Up.
Let's Get Up.
Yep.
On Get Up, they showed like a zoomed in angle from above.
Yeah.
He gets hit, the ball goes down. He re-recovers it, and it's in his fucking lap. And they give it to Philly. First play of the game?
Yeah, it was bad.
Fuck.
When I saw it, I'm like, oh, shit. Because you know what? To his point,
first play of the game.
Again, I don't know when I caught these highlights on SportsCenter. I probably saw the highlights of that game probably 4 times, but I never saw that play.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that shown?
Exactly.
Because that to me is a huge.
And on Get Up, I think Rex Ryan goes, yeah, and by the way, this is how they brought it up. By the way, Green Bay obviously recovered that fumble. And Greeny goes, yeah, well, on to the next play. I was like,
no.
How are we not talking about that?
That's a bad. You can't.
They were in this game late.
This is called in bed with the league because he glossed over because he was told don't dwell on the the officials.
Why are they telling them that though? That's a badass call, and everybody saw it. Like, did they talk about it on the broadcast?
Nobody's talked about it. I've listened to
first play of the game.
What was that? I listened to 2 sports podcasts too during the day that are not in Boston. I listen to Boston ones too because all I do all day is I've got sports on somewhere. So because I'm trying to catch anything, and today in particular because the Patriots got their man. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, point is that no one talked about this play. McAfee didn't mention it. Nobody brought it up. Nobody. I was like, it was almost like it was a gag order. Like no one says shit about that opening kickoff. That's kind of what it was. Not a finger. It was like, damn, no one's even taught. They're just like they're glossing over. Like,
you used up all the glue on purpose.
So anyway, but we've got I was hoping I was expecting tonight to be a Donnie. But right now the Rams look like they're in complete control, and if they go in again, it's definitely over. So. But right now they have the ball at about their 47. It is 3rd and 9. So the Vikings need to stop.
They got to get off the field.
They got to get off the field right here. And
jeez, if there's to be any hope,
they've got to get them out.
Yes.
And I picked the Rams, but I'd like to see a game here. But
he's got him.
Shit!
Pass interference.
He caught it.
He still caught it.
See, this is the thing about the Rams. That's Cooper Kupp. This is the thing.
And Matthew Stafford.
And I'm telling you, this is why Philly does not want to see this.
He had to adjust the shit out of that.
And he can't because he's a Hall of Fame receiver. That was a Hall of Fame play. And his quarterback goes, wait, that's Cooper Kupp. I'm just going to throw it up.
Yeah, let me just throw it.
I'm just going to throw it right in his direction because he's Cooper Kupp. Brady did this with Moss. I know. Look at that.
Oh, man.
Back shoulder, and he makes the catch because he's a
Because if he had just thrown it out in front of him, he was past him.
I'm saying. But he was also backpedaling.
He throws a fade. I mean, that was nice.
Outside. But I'm just saying, this is the thing about the Rams, why you can't. This is an experienced team that's got a ring.
Laughter.
They know. They know how to win. And they've got the tools to win. Again, and we talked about it.
Well, here's the thing. If you think they have a better chance to beat Philly, then I can root for the Rams here.
I'll tell you why. Because they've got a Super Bowl coach and a Super Bowl quarterback, and Minnesota has neither.
But personnel-wise,
yes,
I feel like they can.
I just gave you the list. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, the tight end.
I know, but what does their defense look like?
Their defense is in the top 10 in sacks.
Because Green Bay had good corners. which is good.
A.J. Brown had 1 catch for 10 yards.
I know. Green Bay has good corners. That's what
saying.
I don't know what the Rams' corner situation is like.
They're good. The Rams. The thing about the Rams is they pressure you. They blitz you from everywhere.
Yeah.
Look at what's happened in this game. Excuse me. That was quite the bet.
Damn, the Mets aren't getting Sasaki.
Quite the Beppe. Oh, excuse me. When you go to the...
God, it sucks how the Knicks lost tonight. What are you looking for right now?
I'm looking for the defenses.
See which one's better.
Yeah, see who's ranked where.
Are you able to see like
The
just
funny
second
thing is,
there?
are you ready for this? Oh, that's, hold on. I want regular season. Not playoff bracket. I want stats.
Jesus, I already drank that.
You did.
It's unbelievable.
You did. When you look at
This
Baltimore's
is riveting TV.
I know it is, really.
Fumbleless.
The Rams are 14th in total defense. The Vikings are 11th. So
We're talking about Rams and Eagles, right?
the Eagles' defense is ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're 8th. They're 8th. Wait, is that really defense? Hold on a minute. Or is this offense? Stop. I didn't.
Eagles' defense has been good.
I'm sorry, that was offense. I apologize. Defense.
Look, when you need a place to come to get the stats right, where the fuck else you gonna go?
Philly is number 1 in defense. Or it was, yeah, Philly. Tennessee 2, Jets 3. Think about that. Miami 4. So the 2 through 4 all missed the playoffs. And then number 5, the Houston Texans, who played like it on Saturday. Green Bay was 6th. There you go. Green Bay shut down. Yeah.
See, Green Bay has a better defense.
Denver is 7. So these are all.
Where's the Rams? How far out?
Let's see. Hold on.
Like 15.
There's 7. Hold on. 15 is Minnesota.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's.
And where are the Rams?
The Rams are
Higher?
No, they're bad. Right there. They're 26th.
Wow. That's going to be tough. Because the only reason the Packers were in that game was because of how good the defense was playing.
Yeah, because their offense shit the bed.
Yeah.
I can tell you this right now: the Rams have a better offense than the Packers do. When they're healthy,
Yeah.
they do.
Right.
Because Jordan Love is nowhere near Matt Stafford. I like Jordan Love. I love his style. He ain't Matt Stafford.
Yeah. No, of course not.
And Green
those
Bay's-
receivers aren't what Matt Stafford has.
They're not Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua.
Now, Josh Jacobs is, I think has the edge in the running game.
Yeah, but that's comparable.
Yeah.
That's not a And Thigby, the tight end who's been out most of the year, is back. He's healthy. So now they have the tight end too.
Thigby.
He's
Isn't
made.
it Tyler Higbee?
I thought it was Thigby.
I think it's Tyler.
Oh, it might be
Higbee.
T.
You always do that. T. Higbee. Thigby.
Big Pipey hasn't hit the lawn.
Oh,
Okay, hasn't
There's
hit
something
the lawn.
about that sweet lefty stroke.
Yes. Oh my God. Right in the sweet spot. It's Griffey-like. It's like Griffey meets Manny.
Around the pesky pole.
Yeah. It's like meets Ted Williams.
Actually,
meets what's his name? What's his name there? Who's the guy? Gary? No.
Ortiz was never
Not
around
him.
the pesky pole. Ortiz was always
420.
I mean,
triangle.
just
towering shots. Towering
just
shots.
blasts.
Towering shots.
Bullpen shots.
Yeah, I mean, man, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Segment 2. We are going to talk the college football championship first look.
Oh dear.
We got 2 epic games. By the way, Texas. Well, we'll talk. I mean, we'll talk about it.
Trophy loafies.
Dude, seriously.
When you lose a bowl game,
21-14, you're on the 1 yard line and first down, and you loafies abound.
Dude, you had the most game-changing play in a big moment in a big game.
What a loafie!
Oh man,
what a loafster!
Here's the thing: when you pitch a loaf,
it was a team loaf.
When you pitch a loaf in any situation where that win would have garnered a trophy, then it's now considered a trophy loafie.
Trophy loafie.
Okay, so they would have had the what was the bowl called?
It was the
Sugar
Cotton Bowl.
So they would have gotten the Cotton Bowl trophy.
Yeah.
Instead, they got the
bowl-
Cotton Bowl loafy.
They got a bowl of loafy.
They got the
Ooh,
loafy.
a bowl of loafy.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's disgusting.
Matt
Segment
Stafford
two.
just got ragdolled.
Segment 2 just coming right up. Loafy. Trophy loafy.
Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel just sacked Matt Stafford.